Hello everyone, I hope you're having a good day today. We have a lot to talk about. So actually, this just came up as a 4, like very soon. Like it just came up to a 4. There is a very big eye already. I was not expecting this to happen so quick. It had basically no eye today, and now it just came up out of nowhere. It's moving 14 miles per hour. It has gotten faster by 1 mile per hour. It is rapidly intensifying. It's so fast. It's crazy. Atlantic Basin, this has actually developed into a tropical storm market, and this is category 4 Hurricane Lee. And we have some extended rainfall right here. This is the Atlantic Basin. Um, this is Idalia. This is Franklin. Dead rotation, but there still is rotation. Katia. Then some weird, very was not even tropical. Then we have this big plump of rain that's coming off the coast of Africa right now. Could potentially go north, could go south. I'm not sure about that yet, but we will keep an eye on it and see how it organizes and develops. Um, so let's just go already to the point. So we see that there's a lot of these systems that are, we have actually the first tropical wave that we're watching, and then I'm just going to call it Invest. Not any number from the National Hurricane Center, but let's just say it's Invest. Then we have this other big blob of rain that's going to be coming off the coast, might dissipate, might not. I doubt it. I think it's going to get weaker, but will come off the coast of Africa. We have some other showers and thunderstorms in the region might come off. There's actually a very dead rotation right here. It is not tropical at all. Just a bit of a rotation, nothing you need to worry about. It seems to it's either gonna come from here or it's gonna kind of just drift off in Africa. One of those areas could be valid. Not sure yet, but we will keep an eye on that. As we continue through time. Let's just make sure this is updated. Alright, so we're starting to see that this wind field is kind of stretching out. 5% chance for the Lesser Antilles, Dominican Republic towards the east coast. You're going to see a 5% chance Puerto Rico towards the very coastal areas of the eastern side of it are going to maybe see around 10 to 20% chance. But most of it's either going to be at most 30 and maybe 40, but I really doubt it. So not really that high of a chance, so we're not really going to be seeing we're going to see showers and thunderstorms, but for whatever reason, this shows it as a 3, oh wait, no. Okay, good. So you can see how big that eye really is. Like, look. It formed up an eye very quick. I mean, I saw that there was like a kind of area that was kind of looking to start looking like an eye. But if we just really zoom back, you can see that like this area was forming an eye because it looks like it's dropping lower. Um, that's kind of just where the center is. And as time goes by, you can see that area starting to like look like an eye, and that's building, and that's continuously getting bigger and more broad, and that has just continuously been building. And as it became a 3, things really started to kick up, and you could start to see an actual eye. That's a pretty big eye, I won't lie. If you actually take a look here, that's about 12 miles, so it is pretty big, but it's just getting bigger. So now it's maybe around 15 miles. So you can see that it is widening, it's getting bigger. And now, if you really take a guess, this is around 24 miles, so that's quite big. Over here, there's really nothing to talk about other than, yeah, it is a tropical storm, and we have this big blob of rain. It will be coming off the coast of Africa pretty shortly. It's going to be moving off quite fast. Nothing to really worry about with this system yet because it actually has not been forecasted yet. It is yet to so be building rain and it is moving off the coast of Africa. More and more showers and thunderstorm activity is noted with this system, but it seems to also be following the path of Margaret. So let's just go back to time here. And that's just slowly drifting through. We have some more thunderstorms moving through. Nothing that we can really consider an invest, as I say. Can't really say that that's a problem because of it being so far out. Like, the furthest we're seeing of a system or a thunderstorm activity, that's 2,000 miles, so I really am not going to be paying attention to that. Although we do need to pay attention to this system. This is a Lee Category 4 major hurricane. This is going to be a 5. And the most we're going to see is 165 mile per hour average wind speed. Not wind gusts. No. Average speed. This is stronger than Ian. I want you to remember this. Even if it doesn't make landfall, this is going to be on the history book. Certain. That is certain. It's going to be a very strong system that is going to rapidly intensify. Then it's going to weaken down to a 4. This is Tuesday, 2 p.m. And it's likely that it's going to go curl right up and it's going to put Bermuda at a risk. And it's probably not going to really go anywhere. It's very low for it to hit the Bahamas. Bahamas need to look out. Florida, I doubt it. They seem pretty fine with this storm, but they might get a tropical storm eventually. We'll get into the details of that soon. So I don't think this is updated, but you can see that maybe around Saturday 8 a.m. is when you're gonna start to see more tropical conditions. So it's not really a high chance, but it's possible. I don't really think it will really put anything that bad, but it's, again, it's possible. So you can actually see this is an infrared satellite view. You can see that it's really starting to organize, and there's lightning around the eyeball. That shows rapid intensification. There is some lightning around the outer bands. Outer bands are forming very quick, and this is a very compact system. It's holding its inner core tight. It is a very tight storm. The hurricane, the inner part of the hurricane itself is very tight. It's holding the strongest part, the stronger parts of the system right where the eye is. It is a very broad eye, and it's quite powerful. So we're going to really have to keep an eye on this system as it continues to go through. This is, I guess not. Let's see. Alright. Okay, never mind. Right. So, you can see a closer view of the Caribbean. There's some rainfall around. It's kind of quiet. Central America is a little bit more active due to the extended rainfall. Cuba's been seeing quite a lot of rain past few days, and so has Jamaica. The Dominican Republic has seen some showers and thunderstorms, and towards the Virgin Islands, they're going to start to see showers and thunderstorms starting to arrive by Friday morning to tonight, I would say. So definitely keep an eye on that. I will keep you updated and posted by that. Alright, so straight into this, we kind of got to talk about this. Make sure it's updated. Alright, this goes out 384 hours from now. As you can see, that is Lee currently. Well, not currently, but this is going to be 168 hours from now. It's really starting to make that northern turn, and it could be infecting New England, Nova Scotia, potentially as a Cat 1. That's what it's really starting to see here. It's going to really be making impacts of like the northern areas in Maine and Nova Scotia, right around there is gonna really make impacts. That's what I see. So we'll keep updated on that. Um, as time goes by, though, we see that there's this system. This is maybe around a 3 to 4 at this point, and it's not really like following the same track. It's not going straight up north. It's kind of going in this area that's continuously following Bahamas, so the Bahamas actually could be at risk here. You're going to see actually on Friday too, Florida, and around then they're gonna start to see some showers and thunderstorms. I'd say next week, towards like Tuesday and Saturday. Those times, I would assume that they're gonna see some showers and thunderstorms. And actually see it right here. This is a different system that they're getting rain from, so I'm not worried about that. But you might see some outer of the outer bands, I say, in the system. Let's just update that real quick. So, Kadia, some non-tropical system right here, and then this big monster storm right there with a big eye that just cleared out a lot. Then we have Margaret, some rainfall right here as a tropical wave leftovers of Margaret, and we have some tropical waves also moving off the coast of Africa. Those are something I'd be keeping an eye out. Kadia and that untropical system, I'm not going to be paying attention to. I'm not really going to be paying attention to this right now due to it kind of not really intensifying or really doing anything. It's not that organized and it doesn't really have a circulation. So I'm not really worried about that. Let's just make sure this is fully updated. Yeah. But as you can see, there is this extended area of rainfall, Kadia, then, let me slow that down for you. Alright, that's good. And you can see Margaret. It's basically just passing these islands without making any stronger impacts. We still will see some rain. This is Franklin. This is Adalia. These two systems have been out there for a while. It's crazy to see. Like, even Ian. I mean, Ian was there for a while, but not nearly as long as some of these systems. Like, Adalia has kind of been stationed in this area for like a while, so it's really starting to like actually go away. It's been like not really that bad. It's been a little gusty with some rain occasionally. A lot of weather going on over by the Great Lakes towards Ohio, those kind of areas, Kansas potentially, Idaho, Illinois. Okay. So maybe some severe weather that comes up around. I won't really get into the details of that today, but there's just a lot of things going on as it's basically the peak of the hurricane season in 3 days where the max peak is. So we're actually going to take a look at windy.com here, and we're going to go to thunderstorms. Alright. So you can see that there is just a lot of power in this system, and that eye wall is really starting to form up. In cloud tops, you can see that there are some extremely high cloud tops right around the eye. These areas are seeing like 52 to 56,000 feet of how high these clouds are going, and that's going up, and it's gonna go up, then it's gonna be stationary like that, but then it's gonna kind of go down. So yeah, because it can't really go so high that, yeah. So as time continues by, you can start to see some drifting parts of, higher winds kind of around the center of circulation, so you might see some higher surf. Not really expecting much to be impacting these areas, though, as the storm is quite far out. Like St. John's, I'm talking like maybe 800 miles away, or like 600 to 500. That's still quite far out. so it can't really make any severe impacts. You can see a little bit of time periods where it's maybe a little bit stronger, then it's going to pull back, then it might just pull back in. That's not really concerning. If they were to see that these winds were approaching this island and getting stronger and stronger, that would show some very concerning things, but that's clearly not the case. So this is wind gusts. Um, so it is kind of approaching Bahamas, but it's not gonna hit them so far. So the hurricane hunters they're gonna have to continuously monitor, and we'll get updates as the time goes by with this. So all we can really say is it's gonna keep going up north like that. So we're probably not gonna see much. So we're talking like Friday next week. That we're gonna get some. For Florida, you're gonna get some more rain, but like Virginia Beach, Atlantic City, Connecticut, you could be seeing. Well, Connecticut's actually getting quite close to some higher winds, but it seems to be staying away New Shoreman. You'll be seeing, let's see, about 53 knots. And the most we're going to really see at Massachusetts. This whole area needs to be paying attention to how the wind's going. The good thing is the wind's coming off of shore, but the wind's coming into Nova Scotia, so that could actually be causing some uh, storm surge. Maine seems fine. The wind's going to the storm, not onto land. So there's a lot of areas that seem okay for that, but there are still some areas that are going to be seeing some storm surge with the amount of stronger winds. The worst part of the storm winds are still good thing that they're staying out because these are 97 knots. Remember, this is not miles per hour, that's knots. But as that time goes by through like a few hours, that's going to change. And now the wind is starting to curl up to like Clutter and Cherryfield. You're gonna start Cherryfield's gonna see some storm surge, but like this area, Clutter, Eastport, like you're gonna see a little bit of storm surge or some at least higher surf conditions with this system because it's gonna make landfall in Maine. Like Maine is going to actually get landfall. And even all the way to Corner Brook, you're gonna see a little bit of higher winds, but it's not really gonna be making landfall on you guys. It might just curl around like a dahlia. It might just kind of make landfall and kind of go through New Brunswick, and then it's gonna kind of go out to like Atlantic Canada and kind of impact the Canada areas. So let's just continue time here. As you can see, it's really going through that northerly track where it's just kind of going straight up. I think by the time it gets to like let's see right around like here, I think it would take around a day. But you can already see, I think, towards the overnight hours, you're going to start to see these areas of higher winds are going to start to move through before the whole system itself makes landfall in that area. And then there's some of these areas that are going to see a little bit more wind. And these areas are probably going to be fine. I don't really think that's going to be making really any impacts to you guys. It might just be a little bit more rain and some gusty winds, but I really doubt it because this storm is weakening quite fast, which is a good thing. And it's also the center of circulation right now is making landfall in New Brunswick. I think we might be able to, actually, no, we will not. Let's see. This, you can see that where the like main thunderstorms are, they're going to be towards like a little bit past New Brunswick, and they might be making some areas of impact, so some stronger winds and rain right around here. So definitely keep an eye on that. Gonna see some stronger winds if this forecast continues to be correct like this. So yeah, that's that. wind and gusts. So yeah, it's gonna be definitely some wind and rain that you will have to keep an eye on. We can mostly see that the systems are kind of staying out, but we actually do need to keep an eye on this system because it looks like it's kind of going that way, if not kind of going like that. And the most furthest south we're probably gonna see it is go as New York, and it might just get drifted off. So we definitely have to keep an eye on that. I don't really think that it's going to be impacted with this other system, this Margit, and I doubt that, but it's just something to keep an eye out for because it's very far away from now. Not after that, it seems pretty clean. There's not really anything I'm seeing in the eastern Atlantic or any of that, which is a good thing. Just some higher winds over here. Not really seeing anything. Just some thunderstorm activity and maybe some tropical waves that we will have to keep an eye out right here, but really nothing that much after that Lee really passes by. Like after that goes, it's really going to be a lot more quiet, but there are some systems and some strong thunderstorms around Saturday the 16th that we do need to keep an eye on. These systems are coming off and they seem quite strong and they're going to be kind of going in this direction, what I'm seeing. One of these could develop into something or spin up and weaken down and dissipate. So we definitely need to keep an eye on that, but this is like days out, so we're not even sure. The most powerful areas that we're going to see is those areas. So, um, that's what we can see for now. Windy, um, okay, we don't need that. So actually we gotta update this. So you actually can see there is a pretty strong eye now that kind of developed right there. You can see this with the microwave imagery. It is not really weakening now. You can see that it's like an actual eye, and that is a very strong eye, and that's not really going to be weakening. You can see that that ring starts to form right around that center of circulation, which is causing that to be quite broad, as now it is a 4. Alright, so as we go into the radar here, average radar, we can see that in Florida it's pretty quiet. I mean, we can see some showers and thunderstorm activity in Wilson, and we can see some in the Tallahassee, Thomasville. These areas are going to see some stronger rain periods. Tallahassee's getting some heavier rain. Willstock, or whatever, I forgot the name. Oak City might see some leftovers of these rain areas passing by. You could be seeing some of that. So if it starts to rain in a few hours, that would be probably the case. We have some showers and thunderstorms scattered around the Gulf of Mexico towards the Key West area and kind of around Cuba. There are some strong thunderstorms that will relatively be staying away from land and will not really be giving any strong rain. Fort Myers towards Naples, you will be probably seeing some um, short, short-lived thunderstorms that are going to be moving through. Not like just some heavy rain, so definitely just note of that. Fort Myers, you might see some leftovers. Um, by this storm, actually right here, that could be moving that way. It's pretty quiet right now, nothing really that bad. Miami, you seem pretty quiet. Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, Palm Beach, um, Port St. Louis, Sebastian seems pretty quiet. Um, and the Bahamas also seem pretty quiet, except for Freeport and towards Freeport's area right here. There is some scattered showers and thunderstorms over there. So Florida's pretty quiet. Cuba is seeing a lot of rain so far. But really pretty quiet. If we check towards like Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, actually towards Puerto Rico, mostly focused on, there are some stronger thunderstorms that will probably be touching the coastal lines. And I would assume if we actually look at the track model, if we actually, it's actually going off the coast, and that's just gonna dissipate over towards like the actual area of Puerto Rico, St. June area. There's some light rain. That's gonna be probably moving off the coast of Monca, usually where this stronger thunderstorm kind of made impacts in this area and it moved off the coast, so it's probably going to follow that track and just go off the coast. So it's going to go away, nothing concerning. So Puerto Rico's basically seeing some occasional showers and thunderstorms. We can see that there is some, Jamaica, right around here, there's some light rain and some occasional heavy rain that we are seeing. This could, I doubt it's really from the system itself, but we can actually check that. Yeah, it's just some scattered moisture that this storm that Lee kind of has. It's already starting to show up, and that will continue to show up as these outer bands start to form up. So yeah, that's gonna start to form up. You'll start to see some passing clouds that indicate that Lee is starting to get closer. Current winds are 132 miles per hour. Gusts are 161 miles per hour. That has gone up a lot. Pressure is 953 millibars. Ground speed is 15 miles per hour. And course is west-northwest at 295 degrees. So yeah, that's what we have seen for Lee. I think this is going to start to wrap up the discussion here, and we'll probably just have to take a look at a few more things. And yeah, so this is going to be the model run, and you'll just see that this storm rapidly intensifies and brings rain all around the lower border islands and towards the Jamaica, Dominican. So these areas could definitely see some Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, higher areas of the border islands can see some more rain, and it's going to be a longer period of time because as the storm gets closer and closer, I would say, you're so you'll definitely like Jamaica, British, Virgin Islands, and just Virgin Islands, and a little bit of the higher areas of the border islands are still going to see it. And then there's some squall lines that might make impacts in the area of a black outline. So those could get affected by that. It's not going to be that long. Those systems are kind of disconnecting from the storm itself, and they're just going to float away. It definitely looks like this system's a little bit more west. I think it was actually predicted to curl north, like right here. Not much of a difference, but just definitely a little bit more west, but still seeming to go the same way. So yeah, that's what we've seen so far. So yeah, I'll keep you updated on that. Definitely gonna see that we're just gonna have to watch how the storm goes, and it's gonna be a strong one, but when it makes landfall, and if it does, is the problem that we need to face. But you can see that this eye is not clouding up. There is lightning right around it where the eyeball is, and it is a clear eye. If you were to go into that, it would be basically a clear sunny day. The eye is big and it is huge. So we're just gonna have to keep an eye on it. But yeah, that's what we've gotten so far. So I'll keep you updated on that. And yeah, keep you updated. And always remember to stay weather ready for any up and coming events. I try to post daily and I will keep you updated. And yeah, stay weather ready. Bye bye.